Okay, that's
Okay.
great.
All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Today is March 8th, Wednesday, 2023. This is appeals for personal property, Town of Columbia. Take a roll call.
Well, it's personal property, real estate, and motor vehicles, I think.
Okay. All right, good. And yeah, I mean, are there any vehicles or anything? I thought it was just personal, but anyway, do a roll call.
I have one real estate and two property on the agenda.
Right, but
Oh,
no,
yeah. I'm sorry. You're right.
Mhm.
Okay, roll call. Millie,
I'm here.
board clerk Josh. Okay. I guess we
And
have,
we are missing Tom Piero, is it?
yep, Tom Perro. So any additions or changes to the agenda? I guess there was assessor wanted to recommend a change. What was it? There was an appeal for personal property by Lynn Romano.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's already on the agenda under 7A.
Okay. Okay. Assessor recommended changes to the board. Got it. Okay. So no additional changes to the agenda. I guess we need to approve the minutes from the last meeting, which was, I think, September 14th, regular meeting.
Right, I can make a motion that we approve those minutes.
Okay, great. I'll second that.
And we're both in favor.
Aye. Now that we got the formalities out of the way. All right, so the first appeal we have is appeal of Joseph Bach. Mr. Bach,
Yes,
how you doing?
good. Well,
Good,
I've
good.
done better, but good today.
Yeah,
I am president of Hawk Integrated Plastics. I've been in Columbia, been in business for 23 years. I've been in Columbia since 2014. I had a previous employee that was my office manager that left. And when she did, the next employee found the documents that were supposed to be sent to the town in the desk. So, and honestly, I had no idea that of this document. It's been taken care of for over the years by my office manager. And I got a feeling that she left, she left for another job because of that. I have a feeling, but here I am. You know, it's my new office manager found it, took care of things, talked to the town, and tried to straighten things away. You know, we filed as soon as we could, but that's where I'm at.
So yeah, yeah, you filed. When did you file?
January.
You filed in January.
Yes, I filed it the day after I found it. I called the assessor's office immediately when I found it and filed it the next day. And then we also applied for the Board of Appeals to see if there's anything that could be done about the penalty or the exemption that we thought, you know, perhaps we were going to lose because of the late filing.
Yeah. I mean, the way I understand the regs is that for the personal property, they have to be submitted by a certain date. There's an actual date, and then you can get an extension. And then I think if you miss the extension cutoff, it's out of the hands of the town, and I think it goes to the state at that point. So honestly, as far as I can tell from the regulations, there's nothing really we can do at this point. Were you told that by the assessor or no?
Well, she wasn't clear what could be done. She thought perhaps that the penalty could be discounted or brought down, and or she wasn't clear if our assessment could be lowered so that the penalty would be lower. There was no clear answer, quite honestly. That's why we started with this option until we
Yeah.
could find what could perhaps be another option.
What, and how much was the penalty?
We don't know. She couldn't give me that answer because it would depend on if we receive the exemption or not. If we lose the exemption, then of course our assessment's going to be much higher than if we still have the exemption. We have not added any new properties. It's the same property that we've had.
Yeah,
So
and you never missed a filing date
we've never
before?
missed one previous to this. No.
I'm just curious I'm curious to find out how much the penalty is. I don't see
Well, it's
anywhere.
25% of the assessment is what it reads on this form,
Yes.
25% of these.
right? Which is why we are fighting so hard to see if there's any way we could get any type of anything to help with
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I don't know if we have the authority. It depends on how how it's written. I don't know where this mandate comes from, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's a town or if it's a state. I mean, I can't really say that we would accept something less if the state was still gonna hit us with a penalty. So,
Mhm.
but
Mike, on the form, it says that it's defined by Connecticut General Statute, Section 1-2A, and referenced in Section 12. So I have a feeling that the penalty amount and the penalty is governed by state statute.
yeah,
So I would think
Millie-
we have to have,
Millie, excuse me, I'm sorry, which page are you on? Page 2?
let's see if I'm on page 2. It says
Okay,
Columbia, Connecticut 2022 Declaration of Personal Property. Yes, it was what was sent to you. A copy
right, okay,
of what was sent to you, and that's what it states right underneath the box, penalty for late filing. And the filing date was November 1st.
right.
So that, just that piece is general statute. So I don't think we could answer that question, but probably we could ask for the town's attorney to give a legal opinion. That seem reasonable, Mike?
yeah, no, that sounds good. I don't want to make the call from my seat
Right.
because I don't know if this is something the state is gonna hold against the town, and then you know, I feel your pain as far as having to pay a penalty for missing the deadline, and since you've done it every year for the past 8 years or so,
Mhm.
or 9 years, feel bad for you, and I'd like to find a way to help you, but I need to find out, I guess, if the state is mandating this and if it's an automatic thing or if it's something that's negotiable.
Okay, so my question would be, because I did speak with Mary, and I know that Mary, the assessor, did speak to both the town attorneys, is what she indicated to me. She was trying to find if there was any loophole that we could apply for or that would work with us.
Yep.
And she felt that they felt they didn't find one. But same as you, no one's quite clear where we can go with this. So I'm not sure what we can do from here. If there's anyone that can give us a suggestion or how we handle this, if it's not decided on tonight, what can we do from here? Do I need to contact the state? What is our next steps?
Right. Yeah, I mean, well, the fact that the attorneys looked into it from the town and indicated that there's no recourse, it's not something, I believe that they probably know the laws and guidelines better than I do, to be honest with you. I'm here just to hear the appeal and do what I can to help if there's some reason why, things went wrong, and perhaps I can help. If there's no way I can help, though, I don't see what I can do at this point.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to listen to somebody who's aware of the whole situation, but if the attorneys don't know, then I'm pretty sure nobody else knows.
Yeah, I think she was asking if there was, actually, I'm not clear of what she asked them. She just said that she was going to check with them to see if there was any suggestion that they had, or if they knew of any type of a loophole that we would fall into. And
Yeah.
I did speak with her yesterday, and she said that she did speak to them, and they didn't come back with any great suggestions. So, but again, she indicated that we needed to go through this meeting. So,
Yeah,
I guess what we're not clear is who can we then talk to if nobody really knows? Who can we talk to that would know? Is there do I have to follow this form and call the state, do you think? Or is it something that you can look into deeper? I'm not sure where to go from here.
Kelly, did you scroll down? I think I'm on page 5 of what was sent to us, but it talks about extensions. And the filing extension has to be on or before November 1st. So that date's in there pretty clearly as well.
Mhm. No, I understand.
For the
we're not-
Monday doing it,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
we can't ask for anything now because you missed that deadline. Right? Because you didn't bring this to Mary's attention until January, you said.
Right, which is when we were aware of it. So it's not like
Right.
it was intentional, and I do see all
Right.
of the dates that are on here that are very clearly placed on here. And I can't
Yeah.
speak to why the previous employee didn't do it, but we're just trying to see if there is anything that can be done. We're not saying that we don't deserve a slap on the wrist, because certainly this was not filed correctly. We're just
Mhm.
asking to see if there's anything that can be that can help us either with the exemption and or with that 25% penalty, because that's going to be quite significant.
Yeah.
So that's really what the issue is here. We certainly know that we've missed all deadlines. That's
Right. Yeah.
well, I don't know if the authority is given the Board of Assessment Appeals to make an adjustment on something like this. Sounds like the town attorneys probably override this
Is this
situation.
something you would want to defer to a special meeting and wait to see if the town attorneys have any more information?
Yeah, I think I would like to check into that a little bit and see if there's any wiggle room, just to see what the attorneys say. And if they say it's our call, we can make the call. If it's not our call, I don't want to make the call. Yeah, I'd like to also know how much the penalty is, so. And we get a feel for that, especially since you've been a long time business in town and haven't missed a deadline yet. And seems like you came up against something tough here.
Right. And Joshua, I appreciate you bringing that up. We're not asking for anything special. We're just saying, can someone work with us, and can we just get some straight answers, really? Because I think this is probably an anomaly that you've not had to deal with before. It seems like everyone's kind of new to this, as are we. So I think it's worth as much investigation that we can get, and just, exhaust every avenue if possible. And Michael, you make a very good point. I mean, we pay a lot of taxes to the town, and we want to continue to do business. Certainly Joe doesn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And so, any help that could be thrown our way would be much appreciated.
Yeah, so maybe we will look into it a little bit and see if there's anything that we can do as the board. Because this is first time I've had to work on an appeal like this, to be honest with you. This is,
Mhm.
Where somebody missed a deadline for filing, and and it's written in the documents that nothing can be accepted after a certain date. And I know there are extenuating circumstances, so
Mhm.
hopefully maybe we can do something.
Okay.
So
That'd be great.
We'll have to look into it for you.
We'd appreciate that very much. Thank you.
You bet. You bet.
So how do we go from here? You will notify us in a letter, something of the,
Yeah, well, we will notify you in a letter. I'm going to
think we
discuss it
would-
with the town attorney and also with Mary to see, what happens after this, and then
Mhm.
okay,
we'll let you know what the results are.
great. Well, much appreciated.
we
Thank
would-
you.
You're
We'll
welcome.
probably come up with the meeting date tonight and then just check in the meantime. But
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have a special meeting to take care of this maybe, or you think it's something that can be
So-
handled?
Well, it sounded like that was what your preference was, but I can certainly check with Mary when I'm in the office tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, because we can deliberate after meeting
That is,
with these folks and
That
actually
is
come up with
true.
a decision on the separately. We don't really need a meeting for
Mhm.
that. We can do that.
Mhm.
And it'll accomplish the same thing. They'll know what the situation was or is. So either way, folks, we'll either get you a letter or we'll notify you of another meeting.
I would think though,
Okay.
even if you were deliberating on your own, you would need a meeting to officially take a vote on it,
Okay.
but you could, that's just my guess, but you could always
Yeah, I
deliberate
mean-
and let me know when you're done deliberating, and then we can schedule a meeting from there.
All right, let's see how the deliberation goes. And I don't know about the voting, if it can't be done outside of a meeting, or, like a Zoom like
I
this with
think-
other members of the board.
I mean, it could always be an in-person meeting if you don't like Zoom, but I think you need a meeting to take a
Okay.
vote.
Yeah, whatever's proper. I mean, I'll go with the meeting if that's proper, or I'm fine with coming up with an answer and a letter, either way.
I'll let
So-
you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if we can necessarily set a date, because since we're looking for legal opinion, I don't know, if we can call them up and they'll give it to us tomorrow.
Right,
So it might
It
be,
sounds like if this was a clear-cut issue, they would have already given you their legal opinion. So
yeah.
right.
Now, I know what their opinion is. I just want to see what the penalty is and who it's
Mhm.
impacting. I want to see if it's state money that's required from us now because of the penalty, or if it's town money.
Hmm.
So anyway, we'll take a look at it.
Okay, great. We appreciate your time tonight, and we look forward to hearing back from you in whichever direction we go in the next step.
Okay, very good.
All right, thank you. Take care.
Thanks, folks.
Thank
Hey,
you.
bye.
Okay, good night.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Josh, to be honest with you. I don't know all the formalities, but, as far as meetings go and deliberation, and I just figured we could deliberate and come up with an answer and then take a vote without a meeting, but maybe that's not proper.
I don't see how you can take a vote without a meeting. I think per the Freedom of Information Act, if the board is that perhaps you can socialize outside of a meeting, but if you're doing anything vaguely business related, it's a meeting,
Yeah,
have to be announced. So
I mean, but people
you
have to,
only do this twice a year, so it's easy to be out of the loop.
yeah. Now, I was just in my mind thinking if we did something like this with me, you and Millie and maybe Tom, and just got together quickly and deliberated and.
Well,
do-
you can get together quickly and deliberate. We would just have to post an agenda 24 hours in advance.
Do people get invited, or is it going to be a closed meeting?
I'd have to check. My impulse is that all of the meetings would have to be open to the public, but I've also Mary seemed to think that some of the BAA meetings in the past were private meetings.
Mhm.
But I'll check with Mary
Yeah.
tomorrow and see what the procedure is.
Okay. All right, good. So I guess we'll work on that one. And on the agenda, we have appeal from American Towers Corporation.
Yeah, and I
They
I
own,
don't see them.
No. Which
What-
means they may
what-
have,
What did Millie just say?
I was gonna say, do they own cell towers? Is
Yeah.
that pretty?
yep, that's them.
Looking down. I'm looking down on the application. There's a record card. They have 4 sites.
Yep.
What exactly are they asking?
Per property card, the assessment has 4 sites. They claim they have 3 sites, I believe. I guess that's what they're saying. So somewhere there's a site that's in question.
Yep,
Does that sound about right?
yep. That's a good way to
I-
interpret that.
I think the contacts that they listed were, one of them was in Houston, Texas, and one of them was in Georgia. So I don't really know who was planning to come to represent them.
Yeah.
Maybe no one. I don't think I see, but maybe I haven't scrolled down far enough. Did you send us the property card? Josh?
I
No, you didn't get a property card.
checked the
Okay. So
I
we
don't
probably.
recall, but these
the
were all
property-
the materials Mary gave me. So
Oh, okay. So we probably need to know which site they're saying isn't theirs. It's on the property card, right?
Yeah, I mean, it
think
seems like a easy thing to figure out, but
Property card says 4 and they say 3.
also this was the one that I think Mary had spoken with Mike about, and the plan was to request an income and expense report.
right.
I remember Mary had written me a note about that,
Yes,
and
No,
I
she
think
did
she had
mention
spoken
that.
with you.
I didn't see the point in bringing it up unless we were speaking to them though.
Yeah, is that something we would need to? We'd need that to make the decision, but we'd also need to know which property this is.
I believe that would be Mary's
That I would-
decision in the end. I think she's looking for
Okay.
income and expense and they're not providing it.
Hmm.
So that's why she asked us to ask for it, because for some reason they don't want to provide income and expense, which would help her.
Hmm.
So then should one of us,
Should one of us?
that we would have Josh send them a letter requesting the income and expense, and that any appeal cannot be evaluated without that information?
Yeah, I think that's legit. It's a good way to
Okay.
work around.
Yeah, so I just made that motion.
Yeah, good. I'll second that. All in favor?
Hi,
Good idea, Millie.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think she bases her assessment on income and expense. And without that,
Okay.
she can't do an adequate job.
Mhm.
okay. So we're asking for that, and then Josh, maybe you can send us a copy of the card, or we could just look at it. I mean, it seems like that's a pretty simple,
Yeah, very simple.
a very
get-
simple issue to solve.
Yeah,
You
Yes, I
either
think I
have
can.
4 or you have
I
3.
can just go into the property record cards
Yep,
website and look them up, I would think.
I
you would
bet
think so.
can.
It's either that or we're gonna have to hire a helicopter to take us around the town and see where they are.
Hmm.
Is that in the budget?
You could just get up on a tower and look around.
All right, good. Well, we've kind of handled one anyway, and partway on another. There was one last appeal, person who didn't show, I guess. About a printer.
There was the assessor recommended change.
She recommended change.
So
Yeah.
yes, that's the
re-
printer one under 7A.
Yeah, she claiming there is no printer.
I believe the printer is old and she doesn't use it anymore because she sends her work out to get printed.
Yes,
So-
the last 3 pages of your packet should
Yeah.
explain this.
All right, good. So Mary is suggesting a reduction in value.
That's what it looks like, of $200.
Yeah,
Printer claimed no printer is a printing business. Added printer informed me she had it done by another business.
yeah. So apparently if she's running a business and she subs her printing work out, she doesn't have to claim her printer or, well, if she's got one that doesn't work great, she still has to claim it, I guess. So, I mean, Mary's reduction seemed reasonable. Would she knock it down from 280 to 200 or something like that? I think there's a minimum. And maybe Mary put it at the minimum. I don't have any documentation or anything else to go by other than Mary's suggestion, unless somebody else has more information. I don't know.
It says, if I'm reading this right, and this is new for me, she has the net assessments of $200. It's on page
Right.
1. So last year, her net assessment was $40. So Mary went up this year to 200.
Oh, I see. And revised assessment actually is 0.
Yes,
I think she's looking to take it all the way off the records
Right.
anyway.
right.
Okay. I don't see any problem with that. Doesn't sound unreasonable.
No,
We need to vote on, you want to make a motion, Lily?
sure. I'll make a motion that we approve the assessor's recommended reduction or changes to property owner Lynn Romano, known as DSD Publishing,
Reduce value from 200 to 0.
to 0. Yes.
Yep. I'll second that. All right,
Okey doke.
so,
And it's unanimous.
Yeah,
pardon?
it is unanimous.
Good.
Yes, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you good.
We're probably gonna have to sign
Yeah.
page. Because it shows for the date, the board's decision, and then it says signatures and there's space for 3.
Oh, I see.
I'm thinking that you and I are gonna have to sign them.
Yeah, I think sometime in the past, we've had meetings where we informed the last member of the board of what the motions were and what the appeals were, and they signed later or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can't remember exactly how that worked, but it was,
So there have been times when you've only had 2 members at a meeting and you were still able to take action?
I think so, yeah. Although, I'm trying to remember, well, Linda was the board clerk. But she
Mhm.
was also a member for a while, but I'm trying to remember how that worked. Linda McDonald, honestly,
I can't help you with that.
yeah,
Do you think 2 is considered a quorum?
I think so.
Okay. If by any chance it is not, then it sounds like we'll be having a special meeting anyway, so we will
Right.
just defer all this action to then,
Okay,
but I will keep you posted. And so we don't want to set a special meeting just yet. We want to give the attorneys time to do their deliberation and then we can do our deliberation.
yeah, we don't want to box ourselves in if we can help it, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'll make contact with Mary tomorrow. And then see what the situation is, and then, I don't know, I guess I can probably call you, right, Millie, and we can talk about it, or is that
Sure,
not something we can do that? Is that okay?
sure, that's fine.
And
Oh.
I'll be in the office tomorrow afternoon as well. I will have some things that I need to do for another commission, but you can always call the office for me as well.
Okay, yeah. What's the best number for you, Josh? I think I called land use before and it got to you somehow, but I don't know if that's the best one.
Yeah,
No.
just call the land use office and
Okay,
ask for me. And yesterday I had called you back on my cell because I was at my other job, but Mondays and Thursdays
oh, okay,
is when I'm usually in Columbia.
gotcha.
And Mike, my husband's having a medical procedure tomorrow, so I probably will not be available until afternoon.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm not expecting to get an answer immediately either.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
gonna throw it out there and see what happens, you know?
okay, sounds good.
But I will definitely wait till the next day and try to get a hold of you.
Do you have my cell number?
No, can you give it to me?
Sure, 860
Yep.
729
729.
54.
Do you want? I figured I should have asked if you wanted your cell number to be on the public record, but I guess
Yeah,
there
that's
are
fine.
numbers.
That's fine.
But I think you cut
There
off, so I
for
don't
other
know.
things. Exit out.
Exit out.
Yeah.
Did you
exit-
get the whole? Did you get the whole number? Because her audio cut out a bit. for
No, I
me.
didn't. I didn't.
729
Yep.
5472.
5472, Millie. Got it. All right, Millie, we'll get in touch with you after I learn anything, and
Okay,
hope the best for your husband. Hope everything goes okay.
thank you. Hopefully it should.
Yeah, I hope so.
Our
All right.
fingers crossed.
Yeah. All right, folks, so I guess we could call this meeting to an end. Do we need a motion for adjournment, or is it,
Sure, I'll make a motion that we adjourn
okay? I'll
at
second that.
7:35.
Okay. Very good. I'll second that, and
We're
all
good
those
to
in favor, aye.
go. Okay. Thanks, Josh, for getting
Okay.
this
Talk to you soon.
info, and thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thank you, Millie. Thanks, everybody, for being